going on? A little bit of a different vlog today. First of all, check out my new couch. It's so cool. Anyway, I wanted to do a story time vlog, which is apparently what vloggers call vlogs now, where you tell a story. I didn't think you need an extra word for it, but that's just me. I'm old. So I've been thinking about a couple different things lately, and I'll tell you why they've been bouncing around in my head. But I wanted to talk today about how I got into conventions and kind of just like my journey through, or my early journey really, because I feel like you guys know a lot about, now I go to conventions and I meet people and I have booths, but that is not at all how this started for me. And I feel like I've talked a little bit about how I got into cosplay, but I haven't really talked about some of the more intimate stuff with going to conventions and what it meant to me and the friendships I had there, and I'll tell you again why this has all been bouncing around in my head just a little bit later. But first things first, I went to my very first convention when I was 14. It was here in Austin. I feel like I've kind of talked about this a little bit. It was very small. I found out what cosplay was the night before. I didn't have a costume. I threw on a dress. The photo has been found. I mentioned it in my Game Time with Bernie. So this is 14-year-old me. I wasn't cool. You can probably tell from the photo. But I went to this tiny convention, and I went with my friend at the time, and we met some people there. I had some other friends that came the next day, and it was super duper fun. I had a blast at this itty bitty convention, and all I could think about after I got home from my very first anime convention was going to the next one and meeting more people and making more friends. And I've kind of talked a little bit about how I was pretty nerdy in school, and I got made fun of a lot when I was in my early high school years. So this was like right in the heart of it, my freshman year of high school. I was not cool. And yeah, I spent a lot of time online. I think a lot of us have similar stories. I had, friends online. I went to message boards, and that's how I found the Acon message board. It was for Acon 13 that year, which is so long ago. I was so excited to go. It was in Dallas, Texas, and leading up to the convention, they had a really active message board, and I was super active on these message boards. I went every single day. I would sneak off to the library during school and check the message boards and post on them. And I met so many amazing people and so many amazing friends, some that I still have contact with to this day on those message boards. And they were really the people who understood me, the people who thought I was funny and didn't make fun of me. And they were there when I was having a bad day, and they were there to recommend anime that I should watch and to talk about things we had seen. And it was when I was getting into X Japan, and they would talk about X Japan with me, and all these different things. It was when I would download anime on Kazaa, if anybody remembers that. If any of you are old enough to remember Kazaa. It was that time in my life, and I really enjoyed talking to these people, and I met up with these people at Acon, and this is not a Lifetime movie. None of them turned out to be 50-year-old dudes that were preying on young girls. Everybody was cool. They were so awesome and so kind to me. And I keep thinking in particular about this one story where we were going to Acon. It was obviously a big trip for me. And my friend Will, who I'd been friends with on the message board, who I'm still friends with to this day, I hadn't met him yet in person. We were the same age, and we had a lot of the same interests, and we talked a lot. And I was so excited to meet him at Acon. But I didn't have a cell phone. It was in the before time when most people didn't have a cell phone. I didn't have his number. And all weekend I looked for him, and I did not find him at Acon. And I met up with so many other boardies who were like, "Have you seen Will?" And I'm like, nobody had seen him. And there was no way to get a hold of him because you could post on the boards. I think I even sent him a private message on the board being like, "Hey, where are you?" But nobody's checking them because we're at the event that the message board is for. And it was so heartbreaking. I did eventually meet up with him a bunch, and he's super kind and super sweet and super funny. But yeah, it was heartbreaking for me at Acon that year because I was so sad that I didn't get to meet up with him. And the reason that these stories have been bouncing around in my head, and I've been thinking a lot about what it was like to attend conventions with my friends and to wait in line for panels and to hang out in the dealer room for 16 hours, as long as it was open, and to go in a circle around and around and around until I feel like I knew everything everyone was selling, is because my friend Martin Wong is coming out with a new app. and it is just what I needed when I attended conventions. And thankfully, it has a lot of stuff that I can use nowadays. I know nowadays we have a lot of ways to connect to people, but this is such a fantastic app. It's called ShoutAround. I feel like I've heard so much about it and I know so much about it, so maybe I'm glossing over a little bit of stuff. It's on Kickstarter right now, and it's a really great way to connect with people that maybe you don't, you're not giving them your phone number, and your convention pals that you want to meet up with and that you have similar interests with, and a good way to meet people. And it's just, I feel like it kind of recaptures for me the feeling that I had when I first attended conventions, where I was so excited to meet up with people, and you would post on message boards, and nobody does that anymore. And this is kind of that way to connect with people and to have your crew that you hang out with and your boardy group, as it were, like I had. And I think it's fantastic. Honestly, you guys know that I'm always really, really honest, and I'm always like, I love this thing, but blah, blah, blah. I feel like I do that a lot. Even when I'm getting paid to talk about something, sometimes I'll be like, it's really great, but I gotta tell you about this. But this is something that, when I was talking to Martin about it, I don't know how to explain, like, it recaptured that feeling for me. And I really hope that you guys check it out. It's on Kickstarter right now. Like I said, I'll put a link down in the description. Guys, it's really cool. Check it out. See if it's for you. I honestly, it gave me that kind of nostalgic feeling, and I think it could be something that helps you guys, and also me. Yay! Alright, that's it, guys. Thanks for listening to Storytime. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you very soon. Heart you!